Hey guys, welcome to the Nomadic Owl Oracle. My name is Jessica, and I'm going to be doing the general weekly read for the week of June the 17th to the 23rd of 2019. There's a few things that I would like to say before I start this reading, just to keep it clear with everyone. My readings are based on energy. They are not based on sexes. So if you see where a card might say he or she at any point, please keep in mind that I am reading it from an energy standard, not from a sex standard. So that is one thing to keep in mind with my readings. I also like to sit with the cards prior to doing the reading. After I meditate and sit with that energy, I'm able to come up with other things that are provided to me as far as my clear senses and my audience hearing ability of what I'm told that needs to be said for this upcoming week. I also do cuss at times, so if you do not like cussing, please go ahead and click off, because I'm going to say what I feel I need to say at that time, and I'm going to talk to you just exactly how I would talk to my friends. So, with all that being said, guys, this is not going to be for everyone. It is a general reading. It is not for any specific sign, any specific energy. It is for whoever needs this message at this time. So let's go ahead and get started. This is going to be, like I said, for anyone who needs these messages. First, I'll give you my intuitive take, then I will read from the book the actual meanings of these cards, okay? So the first card that we have for this upcoming week is Open Intuition. It says Seek Clarification. So this card to me is talking about you might have a lot going on, and your mind might be going into a million different directions. You might be feeling torn, you're undecided, you don't know which way to go, what path to take, what the best option is for you, and you're trying to find answers to know what you need to do at this time. So by seeking clarification, you're able to realize that, hey, maybe this option is better for me than this other option, and move forward based on that, okay? So at this time, what I would highly suggest to you based on this intuitively is start asking questions. Start doing some research into whatever it is that's going on that has you kind of stuck in your head. That way you can kind of bring it all together and have the clarification that you need into this. The second card that we have, guys, is the Kundalini Rising. It says Ignite Your Passion for Life. So this card is all about being in balance with yourself, with your highest self, being in balance with the universe and things that are going on. So to me, what this is telling you at this time, I'm sorry, I keep getting text messages and things. It's Father's Day, guys, so my stuff is kind of blowing up right now, and I apologize if you're hearing these sounds. Anyways, you need to find the things that bring you passion, that bring you happiness, that bring you joy back into your life, the things that make you feel alive. It's a time to focus in on that. You know, maybe you have been in a point where you just feel like you're existing. I know I had been in that prior to recently, and it just got to the point where I was just like kind of bogged down and with all this heavy energy and feeling just not content with my life and not content with the things that were going on. So I've started making a point to focus more in on what brings me happiness, what makes me feel like I'm being my truest self, what makes me feel aligned with who and what I want to be, and what puts me in the places that I want to be in, you know? So that's a good thing to focus in on at this time. Keep in mind, like, the energy is fluid. So this might apply to when you're watching this, prior to it or after it, guys, okay? The third card that we have is Love and Light. It says Act with Care. Okay, so to me, what this is saying is that now is the time to have compassion for others. There might be people that have done you shitty or been assholes or whatever the case may be. And, you know, like, maybe you want to react from a negative stance, and maybe you want to react like with fire and passion towards that person. And, you know, hey, that's common. We all have those moments. I mean, let's be real. But it's telling you to try to like balance that out so that you don't bring any negative energy onto yourself. You know, treat others as you would like to be treated, regardless of how they've treated you. So try to be more aware of how you're coming across to others this week, because, you know, if you act harshly towards them, they're not going to be receptive. And there might come a time that somebody that did you wrong or that was an asshole or whatever the case may be, You might have to still interact with them. So you want to try to keep it as neutral as possible, is what I'm gathering from this. So guys, now what I'm going to do is read from the book the actual meanings of these cards to give you more in depth into it, okay? So for the first card, we have Open Intuition, Seek Clarification. I forgot to tell you guys, I am using the Sacred Spirit reading cards, and I just got these a couple weeks ago, and they're absolutely amazing. I love all of my decks, but this deck is really cool to me because it's so in-depth, and it calls you on your shit. I'm just being real. So open your intuition, seek clarification. It says possible misinterpretations are happening now. Intuition is the inner voice of your soul. Opening your intuitive channels and trusting the messages that we receive can be challenging in the beginning. Not knowing how to interpret these vibes can lead to confusion for who you really are and what you're listening to, or is it just your imagination that's coming into play? You are already intuitive. Think about the times you've felt, heard, or just known about events or insights about others or places. Those gut feelings are your primary mechanism for this natural base instinct. It might seem daunting at first, but opening your intuition can be performed in a variety of ways. Being open and trusting in the start. Meditation, visualization, and connecting to your angels or guides to assist in these processes can significantly, if I could say the fucking word, can increase your sensory perception and accuracy of vision. Over time, you have always felt that there is a force guiding you in life. You may have also had a near-death experience or had to face your own mortality abruptly. These moments can trigger a forceful opening that can be challenging to the comprehension and also to try to understand it if you have had no prior awareness of them. You may be experiencing unexplained headaches, migraines, or sinus complaints. This area around your third eye and crown chakra is currently stagnant or blocked and needs to be balanced. Right now, you must learn to decipher this internal guidance. You're receiving many messages, but are misinterpreting their meaning. Focus on clearing your mind and resetting your psychic antenna. Remain open to receiving signs and messages as you continue to build your skills using clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, and claircognizance. Keep an intuitive journal and record those vibes or premonitions that you feel that you receive. Observe these moments without judgment. Reflection will bring you confidence and help you understand and configure your interpretations of symbols, signs, and verbal messages. So, it's recommended here that you use the crystal of lapis lazuli. Lapis lazuli is really good with getting you in touch with your guides, your ancestors, the angels, things like that. But it also helps you open up, like your throat chakra. Blue is for the throat chakra. But it also is a really good, strong stone to have because it brings in your intuition and things like that. So it says for angel assistance, Archangel Retziel, mystical knowledge, strengthening sensory abilities. The affirmation that this card has is, I am open to channel for my soul to seek its guidance. So guys, what it's saying is that you need to, at this time, try to focus on a way to adapt to your abilities. Acknowledge them. You have been blocking them maybe in the past and you're not seeing things clearly, so you need to kind of step outside of that and start doing things a little bit differently is what it's trying to get you to do at this time. So something else that you could do, I feel at this time to help you would be to go out in nature and ground yourself more. But also, it did mention the lapis lazuli, but I'm going to also mention to you amethyst. Amethyst is a really great stone as far as like being able to use to have to help you with your psychic abilities and intuition and being able to hone that in better. So I would also suggest that if you like crystals. I'm really big into crystals. If you haven't guessed or haven't seen it on my other page, they're one of my favorite things. So they do have a lot of different things that they do for us, whether some people believe it or not. They've helped me tremendously. So the second card that we have is the Kundalini Rising. It says, ignite your passion for life. It's your choice. Kundalini energy is a non-denominational. It resides within every person regardless of their culture, religion, or location. Often visualized as a great snake, this serpent of Kundalini energy has been coiled around the base of the spine since birth. Awakening Kundalini causes the energy to ignite and rise through the chakras. It lights up each chakra, giving each one an energetic boost along the way, continuing towards the higher crown chakra and beyond. Rising Kundalini can trigger positive and negative experiences. A spontaneous awakening can be triggered by extreme events in your personal life, such as abuse or trauma, accidents, major life events, extreme stress, and drug use. Being unprepared can leave you feeling lost in life, overwhelmed, depressed, or fearful as the body and brain struggle to comprehend its intensity, choosing to restrict its movement. In a more controlled environment, yoga practice, intense energy work, and meditation can also release this potent energy. If you've a limited ego structure and are ready to surrender to your Kundalini, you will pass through this experience. You will pass through this experience with minimal complications. Ultimately, how you receive this awakening depends upon your outlook on life. Continual spiritual work is recommended now to remove any self-restrictions that you may have in your life. Right now, you're heading into unfamiliar territory. Empathy for others increases while the interest in your own life begins to step into the shadows. As you begin to realign with your life, you may be even asking, who am I? Releasing patterns and conditions the self has placed on the psyche, now is the time to realign with your being of your own unique blueprint. Currently, you're dissolving personal patterns that are no longer needed. If it's not serving you at your highest level, it will soon be removed from your life. The release of Kundalini energy can herald in great change. Assess the success of your coping strategies during stressful and emotional periods. Forever changed by your experiences, reignite your fire and passion for life by connecting to your inner spark. So the crystal that it's telling you to get for this one is Tiger's Eye. Tiger's Eye is actually really good for grounding and keeping yourself in balance. So that's kind of what this is leading up to. I would say another stone that I would recommend to have, if you are going to be buying these stones that I'm suggesting, if you like crystals, I would also get selenite to help with purifying your life and your surroundings with light and keep it balanced in the light, not in the darkness. Something else that I would suggest to have, just in case, I like to pair with selenite is black tourmaline, and that repels all negative energy and negative intentions by others. So that's a really good stone to have also. The angel assistance that it has for this card is Guardian Angel Maleo. Okay. It says removing toxicity and self-expression. The affirmation that it has is, I am my own healer. I hear these messages loud and clear. So what it's telling you is that right now it's really heavy energy. We have a full moon tomorrow, which is the strawberry full moon. And this moon is all about lovers and being able to manifest your dreams into reality. It's like almost like instantaneous manifestations with this full moon that's coming up tomorrow on Monday. So right now, like, you are being asked to see things clearly, to stop blocking the energy that's trying to come in and look at things from a different perspective. You're also needing to release all these things that are keeping you held back and work through the things that are causing you blockages. You're having to realize that, look, life is shifting, things are changing, whether you like it or not, and you're going to have to learn how to adapt and overcome them, okay? And then the last card that we have is Love and Light. It says act with care. It says resistance, higher intervention. God, I cannot fucking talk. Higher intervention is required. Whoa, that was like a hard word, I guess. So it says sending this love and light means two things. Love, the deepest form of unconditional love possible that you have in your heart and beyond physical comprehension. And the light, the purest form of light that permeates any darkness and finds any cracks or imbalances that are unable to resonate at this frequency or vibration, gently raising those to this level. People can sometimes be resilient to assistance. Those with addictions or challenging behavior or psychological issues may not be able to ask or be willing to receive help. Feeling helpless can be overwhelming to caregivers and those with strong empathetic qualities. Okay, I'm going to stop here. As a light worker, as an empath, if you are one, I'm assuming maybe possibly you are, okay? Like, we attract people that sometimes can leech off of us and take our energy vampires, if you will, okay? So what happens is when that happens, sometimes it'll tap us out and bring us down to their level. Right now, you're being called to like stand highly in your light and your strength and things like that, and not let other people or circumstances or situations bring you down on their level. Remain in that high vibration. Remain true to yourself and true to your light, okay? It says not being able to offer aid or having assistance refused when a person's pride is too great can also feel disheartening. More importantly, though, it is to remember to respect their free will by acknowledging their own personal interference or intrusion into this person's life. Being too pushy in this area will have the opposite effect and personal karmic backlash, so make sure your ego is kept in check. So don't try to force somebody to be on your level. If they want to be who they are, allow them to be who they are. But know that like you're going to have to be strong within yourself and have compassion for that. And you know, sometimes people fall out of our life for a reason. Sometimes we fall out of frequency with people for a reason. So, you know, this might be the kind of situation. Whatever happens, if somebody does you wrong, my teacher has always said, you know, I take part in a shamanic group, okay? And we do circles and journeys and all that stuff. Anyways, her thing is like, no matter what wrong has been done to you, send the people away with love and light. Do not send them away with anger and hate and negative will towards them, because what's going to happen is if you do that, you're going to bring that back onto yourself. So don't try to force somebody to be like you are. Not everybody's going to be like we are. You know, we have to accept that, and you have to learn to love people unconditionally. That was a really hard task for me. I learned it not that long ago, and you know, man, sometimes, you know, you love people and they don't love you the way that you love them. Just putting it plainly as I can. And you have to accept that. You know, like what you would do, sometimes people don't do the same things. And unfortunately, that can really hurt us and that can really be disappointing. But it is life. And it is something that we all experience at some point or way of another, okay? So, it says, those stuck in victimhood archetypes or their emotional pain body are often not willing to be active participants in their own healing on a conscious level, particularly if their reasoning is recent or raw, including issues such as trauma and grief. Everyone heals in their own time, and it's important for respect to be given in this moment. All you can do right now is send this issue or person love and light, like I just said. You are merely an observer in the case, and it is out of your control. Regardless of the physical outcome, there is a little that you can do except send this loving energy to this issue. This has the potential to energetically shift the situation into a positive outcome. Anyone you know can receive this loving form of healing energy, purely sending from your heart with the celestial realm of 100% pure light can alter lower energies into a higher frequency, helping those experiencing hardships or a tough time in life. So the crystal that this is recommending is rose quartz, which is an awesome, awesome stone. Rose quartz is all about self-love, loving others, being able to embody love, things like that. So it's really good with the healing of love issues. I would also suggest another crystal, guys. My favorite is Kundalini Jasper. It also has like the green and the black in it. And so Kundalini Jasper, ooh, excuse me, I'm not trying to hiccup, but I keep hiccuping. So Kundalini Jasper has like the black and the green in it. So it's for protection, but it's also for prosperity. But it also heals your heart center. So like traumatic experiences that have happened, traumatic things that have happened to you, the Kundalini Jasper is going to help offset that. So that's a really good stone to have, just saying. Okay, and then the angel assistance, it says Guardian Angel Ramiel. It says giving and receiving love and compassion. The affirmation for this card is, I accept I cannot save everyone. I choose to help those open to my assistance. So I think what this is saying, guys, is at some point during this week, you are having to be realistic with yourself coming into a situation. Maybe, we're trying to help somebody that doesn't want to receive our help, or you're trying to be there or be more there for someone that doesn't want you to be there on that level, unfortunately. So you're going to have to align yourself with those that are on your level. And this person, you might have to release them or at least step back some from it because they're not on the level that you are. And I'm sorry to say that, but that's what I'm getting from this, guys. So send them love, compassion, and light, regardless of how they're hurting you. Know that hurt people hurt people. It's as plain as that. And unfortunately, it happens a lot, and I've experienced it myself. I think we all have. But guys, you know what you need to do. You are aligning to a higher level within yourself and your frequency and your vibration. So don't be pulled down by negativity or other people's problems. Stand strong within yourself and shield yourself from the negative, okay? And know that, we all have our own journeys. We all have our own paths that we have to go down. So whatever's going on, if it is something that's really hurting you, know that this is a time for you to heal yourself also, but learn from this experience, okay? It's hard to learn when we're not seeing it fully, but I had someone tell me a long time ago, one of my godmothers actually, she said that, there was a time that I was really upset and I've been really hurt in a relationship. And I told her, I was like, I wish that I never would have done this or whatever. And she's like, everything is a lesson. Whether you see it or not, be thankful for Creator giving you that lesson. Because if you hadn't had that lesson, then you would never have learned what you learned from it. And so I've tried to take that into my account and into my way of being and to the way that I do things is like, I try to learn from everything that happens. And sometimes it's really hard to accept the lessons and what happens in a situation, but know that it is for a reason, okay? And that's really fucking hard, man. I get it. But you are going to come out here as the winner. You are rising up in your frequency. You are elevating yourself in your life at this time. Whether this person is around or not, whether this, situation, whatever, you have to release them with love and light. So guys, I hope that you have a great week this week. If you need me, I'm always around. I look forward to talking to you again. I apologize that I have been so behind. I've had so much shit happening and it's life. So I'm trying to adapt and do the best I can. But in the meantime, if you need me, reach out. You're more than welcome to schedule a personal reading. I offer my 8-card spread readings for $20. Those would be more for you if you wanted something that was more on your alley, or like that told you what you have going on. I'm sorry, I can't talk today apparently. But I hope you have a great day and I will talk to you later. Bye guys. Happy Father's Day to all you daddies out there.